Conservation of the environment is important to me because the environment impacts everything that has to do with our life, from the clean air and water that we need to survive to the intrinsic beauty of the plants and animals that surround us. It's essential to our everyday life. There are a lot of challenges facing conservation and needing to secure habitat for migratory birds. There's increasing pressures from climate change, from drought, land use and development, and with all of these pressures, we need to find more creative and innovative solutions. By working in partnerships, we're able to combine resources, find common ground, and create outcomes that we might not have been able to achieve on our own. The Migratory Bird Conservation Partnership is a collaboration between Audubon California, the Nature Conservancy, and Point Blue Conservation Science. We've been working together for more than 7 years to protect, restore, and enhance migratory bird habitat in the Central Valley of California. As a partnership, each of our organizations brings different skill sets and capacity to the table. We have expertise in science, in outreach and education, in policy, and in land stewardship and conservation. We use all of these different expertise to work in the Central Valley of California, on farms, ranches, and wetlands, and on some of the largest policy plays that California is facing today. Over the last 7 years, we've worked with farmers, the Natural Resources Conservation Service, and the California Rice Commission to develop the science and the incentive programs that farmers need to better manage their land as habitat for birds.
Here at Davis Ranches, we went through a major transition about 10 years ago now. They wanted the next evolution of the ranch to be how can we make it as compatible with nature and sustainable as possible. So we were really excited when the partnership came along. We have 3,500 acres of rice, we have a willing landowner, we've got willing growers. Let's go out and see what we can make work for the birds. We're only growing rice about half the year. The other half of the year, the landscape is open. And we're interested in habitat, so having people out here who can help us make that work really works well for us.
We are working hand in hand with land managers and landowners to use science to co-create solutions to some of the biggest challenges facing us in growing food and providing habitat for wildlife at the same time across the landscape. One great example of a project that we worked on was to try to extend the amount of habitat available for water birds in the late winter and early spring months. And so working with over 15 individual rice growers throughout the Sacramento Valley, we devised a practice of putting water on the landscape, extending it 1 to 3 weeks in the late winter, which then allowed there to be habitat into March, providing needed resources for waterfowl and shorebirds prior to their northbound migration.
Working together is essential to protecting wetland habitats here in the Central Valley, and the Migratory Bird Conservation Partnership has been critical in ensuring that wildlife refuges secure their mandated water supplies, and that's been done through collaboration with other conservation organizations as well as federal and state decision makers. The partnership also has provided data that has helped us make science-based decisions as we deal with the drought here and its impacts on the migratory birds.
The field of conservation is continuing to grow rapidly to try and respond to the ever-increasing challenges that we're facing when we look at protecting the environment. We're going to need more diverse stakeholders and partners participating to respond to these challenges. By working together in partnerships, we'll be able to come up with more creative solutions that will allow us to protect the environment for future generations.